In the fight between Mitch Raposo versus Andre Lima, Lima emerged as the victor via split decision. One significant factor in Lima's victory was his effective use of leg kicks. These leg kicks played a crucial role in Lima's overall strategy and contributed to his success in the fight. However, it is worth noting that Lima missed weight by 5 pounds, which resulted in a 30% loss in purse money and gave him a significant weight advantage against Raposo. Nevertheless, the fight between Raposo and Lima showcased Lima's effective use of leg kicks as a key factor in his victory. In the bantamweight division matchup between Alan Perez versus Jocelyn Edwards, Perez emerged victorious with a unanimous decision. They had a beef stemming from a backstage altercation that added an extra layer of intrigue to the fight. Perez dominated the first round, while Edwards landed a blatant headbutt in the second round. The referee issued a warning, instead of deducting a point, causing outrage from Joe Rogan. Unfazed, Perez responded with a spinning back fist that knocked Edwards down. The match went the distance, securing the win for Perez. After the fight, they seemed to have squashed their beef. Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafez faced off in a very entertaining way. In round 1, Hafez won unanimously with his heavy striking and pressure. Round 2 saw Gall looking better, but Hafez continued to generate more damage. Gall had some good shots in round 3, and Hafez started to slow down. Despite Gall's efforts for a finish, Hafez ultimately won the fight. In the matchup between Phil Rowe and Jake Matthews, round 1 started out with an exchange of calf kicks and punches. Rowe started to showboat just 30 seconds in, albeit premature as Matthews outperformed him in rounds 2 and 3. Matthews showcased his technical striking. Outperforming Rowe, he was able to assert control standing and on the ground and was able to reverse a takedown attempt in round 3, ultimately resulting in a unanimous decision win. In the fight between Grant Dawson versus Joe Seletsky, Dawson showcased his dominance on the ground, completely overwhelming Selecki for the majority of the fight. Despite not being the most entertaining fight on the card, it was a display of Dawson's superior grappling skills and control. Throughout the 15-minute bout, Dawson was able to impose his will on the ground, spending a total of 13 minutes in dominant positions. This level of control allowed him to dictate the pace and strategy of the fight, leaving Selecki struggling to find any openings or opportunities to mount a significant offense. Dawson's ability to maintain top control and constantly threaten with submission put Selecki on the defensive majority of the fight. He effectively nullified Seletsky's offense and prevented him from implementing his own game plan. While the fight may not have been the most entertaining to watch, it was a clear display of Dawson's technical prowess and his ability to dominate on an opponent on the ground. This win over Seletsky solidifies his position as a formidable force in the division and highlights his potential for future success in the sport. In the fight between Jailton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov, Almeida quickly asserted his dominance on the ground. Within just 2.5 minutes, Almeida was able to secure top control and then transition to back control, ultimately finishing the fight with a rear naked choke submission. This quick submission victory showcased Almeida's Brazilian grappling skills and his ability to effectively capitalize on favorable positions by swiftly gaining top control and transitioning to the back. Almeida demonstrated his technical proficiency and ability to exploit his opponent's weaknesses. The fight was a testament to Almeida's grappling prowess and his ability to finish efficiently. His victory over Romanov solidifies his reputation as a skilled grappler and highlights his potential for success in future matchups. The fight between Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov was an exciting matchup that showcased contrasting styles and a battle of endurance. In round 1, the fight was a spectacle of heavy striking. Kopylov displayed his power by landing hard shots on Almeida, but Almeida showed tremendous resilience by continually moving forward despite the punishment. Moving to round 2, Kopylov started to exhibit signs of strength and conditioning issues. As round 1 progressed, he appeared to be slowing down, which may have affected his ability to maintain his previous level of aggression and power. However, in round 3, Kopylov was able to capitalize on Almeida's relative inexperience in grappling, with Almeida being primarily trained as a kickboxer. Kopylov managed to secure a nice takedown, showcasing his proficiency in grappling. This takedown likely played a role in the outcome of the fight. Ultimately, the fight concluded with Kopylov winning via split decision, while Almeida demonstrated his resilience and ability to withstand heavy strikes. Kopylov's grappling skills and a better ability to secure a takedown in the final round likely influenced the judges' decisions. In the matchup between Randy Brown and Elizu Zaleski dos Santos, it was an intriguing battle in round 1. Randy Brown demonstrated his striking by piecing up dos Santos. Brown maintained good distance, utilizing his jab and showcasing excellent movement. This allowed him to control the pace of the fight and land significant strikes. Moving to round 2, dos Santos quickly secured a takedown early and maintained control for majority of the round. Brown struggled to escape. Round 2 goes to dos Santos. However, in round 3, dos Santos appeared to tire out, which allowed Brown to capitalize on the situation. Brown effectively outstruck dos Santos, maintained good distance, and continued to work his jab with precision. As a result of his efforts in round 3, Randy Brown emerged the winner. His ability to adapt and capitalize on his opponent's fatigue and maintain good distance while working his jab effectively contributed to his victory. The bout between Nico Price and Alex Morono showed the critical role that conditioning and stamina play in a fight. In the opening round, Morono displayed his speed and precision by consistently landing his right hand on Nico Price. This early success allowed him to establish control and dictate the pace of the fight. His effective striking and quickness gave him an advantage in round 1. As the fight progressed into rounds 2 and 3, it became evident that Morono's conditioning was not up to par, which significantly impacted his performance, which led to Price taking over the fight as he dominated rounds 2 and 3. The matchup between Kevin Holland and Michael Oleksiejczuk was a brief but eventful encounter with a unique finish. In round 1, Kevin Holland got hit with a powerful overhand left from Michael. The initial strike seemed to give Michael an advantage as he looked to capitalize on a downed Holland. However, Holland was able to transition Michael into an armbar submission with Michael's arm in a compromised position. He locked in the submission and put on immense pressure. The referee made the decision to stop the fight with a TKO, likely due to the overextension of Michael's elbow in an unnatural way. The referee's decision was likely made to protect the fighter from further injury. The fight between Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa was a highly anticipated matchup that ended in a controversial split decision, with one judge somehow scoring the fight 46-49 Costa, where the other two competent judges scored it 49-46 and 50-45 Strickland. Throughout the fight, it became evident that Costa had a flawed game plan trying to outpoint the more technically skilled Sean Strickland. Strickland dominated rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5 and showed his superior conditioning over Costa. With his victory, Strickland's path to a title shot becomes more apparent as a top contender in this division. In the main event, Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier. Round 1 was nerve-wracking for Dustin fans as he faced multiple submission attempts putting him at high risk. However, in rounds 2 and 3, 4, and 5, Makhachev was able to outbox Dustin to everyone's surprise, and Dustin managed to avoid Islam's takedowns to everyone's surprise as well. But ultimately, in round 5, Islam was able to get a Darcy choke on Dustin, submitting him. Following the fight, Dustin Poirier announced his retirement, stating he's not sure he has any desire to fight anymore. He certainly has done a lot in his career and is a fan favorite,